What is up, everybody? It is Jonathan here as we get ready for a finally back to racing once again. As you can tell in the back, I had an incident before we can get green. Sunday of Mitchell and the C6 go around before we even get to the start. But glad to be back. I'll explain during the race why I've been doing this for a while, but I will talk to you guys about that in a little bit. But we're gonna get ready here. As don't worry about the clock running down already or starting. It does that all the time. I'll just have to keep an eye on it for the most part. As we get ready for green flag racing here on Monday nights in the BMWs green flag war racing. Everybody who spun out got back to their positions. Into turn number 1, Wes Graham gets the early jump. Of course, we're at the Charlotte Roval. Wes Graham in the lead. Got side by side for second here as Andrew gets to second. Kyle will fall back to third. Here's Kyle going back to the inside of Andrew here to take back over second spot. He'll clear him down the back straightaway going into the bus stop here. Wes pulling out to a really good size lead already. This shows you the top 5. There are 10 in this race. And if I had any brains, I'd figure out how to make it longer. Or, let's see, visibility. Maybe that would tell us. Nope. That won't do it. I will have to figure this out. Some things have sure. Some things have I'll spit it out here eventually, guys. I'm sorry. Some things have a paywall behind it when I'm using Race Labs, and so sometimes I can't use it. But either way, I'll talk about those guys in the back here. As Andrew's looking like he's trying to get past Kyle once again. But Kyle's hanging on so far. Kyle is 1.7 seconds behind Wes. Got Blaine in 4th. And Jonathan Orndorff, who's been on. There goes Andrew around. Andrew spins. That'd be turn number 4, I believe. Spins out, but he'll get going again. No harm, no foul, at least damage-wise. But he will lose some track position. He's now in the 6th position. Spinning out. Talk to some other guys. We got Brian here in the 404 in 5th. Trying to run down Jonathan Orndorff. As I was talking about Jonathan Orndorff again, or myself, as we get through, looks like we're kind of stretched out, thinned out right now. Talk about why I have been doing this stuff, and the reason why, well, I've been having internet connection issues. At least what I thought was internet connection issues. My quality side on my side was having mega issues. It would not stay above 80% of quality, and it just was terrible. And for the last 2 weeks I couldn't figure out why. Now the solution, at least as of right now, was all I did was reconfigure my graphics settings in iRacing. So what you do is you go to settings and it tells you go ahead and recommend reconfigure settings to your monitor through your graphics settings in iRacing. I did that and it stopped it. I don't know why, but it did. You know, and I'll tell you right now, I was a person that pretty much learned everything about internet in the last 2 weeks, trying to think it's something with my internet. Besides calling the company, because I just didn't feel like it was the company. Because even though yes we were having issues in our house a little bit, it wasn't terrible, and I was like, that just can't be it. All I did was to reconfigure my settings, and it fixed it. So don't know why, but hey, some things are the weirdest things in the world about how certain things work. So that's how that works. And as Jonathan Orndorff bounces over those turtles there, trying to catch up to Blaine in the 18. Andrew, who fell back to 6, is starting to close back up into the gap of these guys. He's about 4 seconds behind Brian. As Brian is catching Orndorff, he's about a second behind now. Go back up to the leaders here. Wes Graham ahead of Kyle Cleveland, 2.6 seconds. And so from now on, I will say this, that I will be broadcasting both races. Just so it doesn't put a strain on the computer while I'm racing. Also, I think there's still something going on with my computer. Just in general, I think the computer's having problems. So just so it doesn't put any extra strain, I'm going to be broadcasting both Monday and Thursdays. I was typically doing Thursdays anyways, but I'm going to go back to doing broadcasting Mondays just to not put so much strain on my computer. It runs fine when it's on replay, obviously. But that's what I'm going to do there. As Wes has got a 3-second lead over Kyle. Get some guys in the back. Got Mitchell here in 9th. I think he also had a problem at the beginning of the race. Besides that spin right before the race began, look, he had another problem, and now back to 9th. Think about that. Okay. This system I'm using to help control cameras and drivers and stuff, they've updated and they added a flag system in it, so that can actually help me in a bit on if someone's got a meatball or whatever. That will help. Right now, Mitchell is going around Alex Reno for that, try and get past him for that 8th position. He's going to drive out really deep into the bus stop here. He'll get by and pick up that 8th position. As Blaine, who was in fourth, has looks like he lost positions. And from what I understand, he spawned on the back straightaway there in the bus stop. So he went from third to now sixth. Check on Andrew here with the after his spin, he's back to fourth. Trying to run down Jonathan Orndorff. He got past Brian in the 404 car. Did that 10 times fast. Right now, that gap between West and Gao has grown to now 4.3 seconds. West just put on a clinic early in this race. Roughly, we're about 10 minutes already in this race. Number, that thing counts down early. I wish we could figure out why it does that and can stop it, but anyways, it is roughly 10 minutes into this race already. Also, the reason why, like, to explain why I didn't want to do live broadcasting, like, for Mondays, because of what's happening right now. It gets so spread out. So, but to show you this still, and I want to show you this Mondays racing, this is the better option. As Andrew is slowly catching. He's about 1 second behind Jonathan Orndorff. Oh, gets a little loose there. Hangs onto it. That blind turn, when you go up and over the crest there, and that blind turn is very sketchy in these cars. Right now, this looks like this is the closest battle on the track as of right now. Comes Andrew here into the front stretch chicane, trying to get past Orndorff. It's a really good run. Right on the bumper on Orndorff, going into turn number 2 into turn 3 here. As Andrew will get to the right side and will pass Orndorff for that third position. Right now, that gap between West and Cal is still growing about 5.5 seconds. See if Andrew can run down the front 2 here. Was very fast in practice and qualifying, just unfortunately spun there early. See if he can come back from that. Right now, everything is pretty much gapped for the most part. Got Caleb in the 2. Mitchell still trying to catch back up. As he's in 7th. Trying to run down Caleb to get that 6th position. Got Blaine, who spun out. He's trying to regain. He's at 8th right now. Closest gap right now is Caleb and Mitchell. Mitchell is slowly catching him. Gap's closing into 1 second. Here comes Mitchell looking to the inside here. Can't do it there into turn 3. On the 4, this is where you get the better launch to see if you can get a chance to pass him into really for the NASCAR portion. Oh, Caleb hits the wall, as you could hear that. Next to the wall, here comes Mitchell. Surprised he didn't have better momentum there. Down the back straightaway. Mitchell's going to make a dive bomb into the turn. Can't, well, actually does do it. And Caleb allows him to go by. And Mitchell will take over the 6th position. So that moves Caleb to 7th. Blaine is in 8th. Alex Reno in 9th. And DJ 10th. Little glitch there in the thing. Right now, that gap between Wes and Kyle is still, it's growing actually now, 5.9 seconds. And oh, we got a problem. It looks like, yes, Andrew just, oh, he hit the wall, and it looks like he probably broke the wheel or something like that, toe link, and is now, looks like he's, could get, I think he has a fast repair, could use that. But right now, he's sitting on pit road. As that allows Orndorff now to take over that 3rd position again. Let's go up to Kyle Cleveland. He's 6.1 seconds behind Wes Graham. This is an hour race, if you haven't noticed already, up in the top left corner here. That gap is still growing between Wes and Kyle, 6.3 seconds. Jonathan Orndorff is 23 seconds back from Wes. Brian's 29 seconds back. Mitchell back into 5th, 41 seconds back. As we'll hit to Wes Graham as he enters turn number 1. That's how far he is. Right, the camera doesn't even pick up another car. There's Kyle right there. Just into the frame for a bit. Basically a full straightaway. Man, Wes throwing that car for that turn. It is very tricky. Again, you come over that blind turn, the car just wants to snap loose on you. Even when you're being very gentle with it, it just wants to spin right out. So, surprised we didn't have a lot more people have incidents there. Got down to 6.1 now. Okay, let's head to Mitchell, who's in 5th. He's 42 seconds behind Wes, about 12 seconds behind Brian. Let's go to Brian in the 4-4. He's trying to catch up to Jonathan Orndorff for that third position. So as the clock runs up, it's at 21 minutes, but it's actually more like 20 minutes. So we've already done 20 minutes in this race. A long race here. And don't worry about the graphics doing that little flicker. We're just running Fox graphics. Just kidding. So check on DJ. I know he's in 7th after it looks like Andrew has has out of this race. He disconnected from the race, so Andrew gonna finish 10th. DJ, who was 10th, now is up to 7th in that Uno car. That's a nice paint scheme. I like it. It's a nice, colorful paint scheme. I always try to make sure I give some love to the back markers. Even though I hate calling them back markers. We're all good. We're really good for what we do in the racing. So Lane actually was in 4th position at the beginning of the race and had an incident early. Just trying to make up the difference again. Hopefully to get back up to the higher top 10s, maybe top 5. All right, now 8th. Caleb in that 2 car, 6, very impressive run with for him, running in that 6th position. Let's go back up to Kyle Cleveland, who is still 6.2 seconds behind Wes Graham. As he's trying to somehow, some way catch up to Wes. Come back onto the NASCAR track, Oval Park. Now losing a little bit of time to Wes, now 6.4 seconds. Well, you can see him on the screen, so you could probably see him a little bit. He'll probably just loses sight of him as he goes in the turn. Did he hit the wall? I heard some contact. I am not sure if that was him hitting the wall or someone else. Doesn't look like his car is damaged at all. I don't see anything. That could have been someone else almost gets close to that wall there too. That gap staying roughly the same, about 6.3 seconds. Wes is into the bus stop there. Let's see here. Let's go back to Jonathan Ordruff in that 20. 30 seconds behind Wes. 10 seconds ahead of Brian. Mitchell is now 9 seconds behind Brian. Let's see if we can see him from the view here. He is right there. He's about to go into turn number 1 as Mitchell came out. And the turn number 1 now. Still 9 seconds. Let's go to Brian in that 404. And believe me, I'm not choosing this. I have it on TV mix, so it chooses whatever camera angle to be on next, which I prefer that just because it makes it a little bit easier for me to not to switch through as much. Don't worry about focus on the drivers. Now, being that I have missed 2 weeks for myself not doing this, that not sure exactly where everyone is in points. I did take a quick look, but I didn't really thoroughly look that much on exactly where everyone is. So after this time of race, I'll make sure that I get the point standings for next time as they update. Right now, Brian's still in 4th. It's roughly about 9 seconds still behind Mitchell. Go back to the leaders. The gap has shrunk a little bit. Well, now it's jumped back up. It's around 6 seconds now. It was around 6.3, 6.4, but down to 6 seconds at this point. As here comes Wes to put Alex a lap down. And we'll allow him to go by. Alex Reno 1 lap down now. As Wes Graham has put on a pretty good clinic here, though that gap is shrinking a little bit, now down to 5.8 seconds. Down to 5.7. Cal's figured something out. Could have been maybe Wes was taking a little conservative getting around Alex there, so maybe that's why the distance fell back. But Kyle could be figuring something out and be able to catch him. As Blaine, now we got a mix up here. What's going on here? I saw a lot of the tickets start switching. DJ's in 6th, Caleb in 7th. Oh, it looks like the 2 of Caleb has no front end. Looks like he wrecked somewhere. I'm not sure where he wrecked, but he's spun and wrecked and has no front end anymore. Which sucks because he was doing really well. I mean, he technically only lost 1 spot, but with that front end damage, I don't know if he's gonna do well right now. So that gap between Wes and Kyle was shrinking. It's stabilized at 5.8 now. As also Kyle's gone past the lap down vehicle of Alex. As we have already passed halfway in this race, we are just now under, would be under 29 minutes to go. Oh, and Kyle comes out of the chicane part in the front straight, hits the wall. Like no harm, no foul to the car, it looks like. Maybe a little scrape of paint, but everything looks okay. But now, because of that, he has lost ground again. Down now, the gap's up to 6.7 seconds. Oh, and gets in the wall again. That time that did some pretty good damage, and it did. It looks like the toe could be knocked out of that thing. Could just be the fender pushed in, but and he missed the turn. It looks like he's got some front damage enough to where he can't. Yes, I think he broke the front wheel. And it looks like he is coming into pit road. We do have fast repairs. And with that, Kyle is going to not only lose track or distance on Wes, may lose a position or so. Let's see as he comes into pit road. Brian, I just realized Brian's in pit road. Looks like he right there's the fast repair for Kyle, but I just realized Brian has his front end gone, and looks like he's not gonna get back out. As it looks like Kyle's taking some front tires, it looks like. And off and away, he did lose a position to Jonathan Orndorff, and that moves Orndorff to second. And now only 6 seconds back, or ahead, excuse me, now 5 seconds ahead of Mitchell. So let's see if Kyle can make up the difference at least to get back up to second. He's only about 10 seconds behind Jonathan Orndorff. Unfortunate events for Kyle. Gets in the wall. Looks like he potentially got a meatball. I thought this thing was going to work, but, you know, come on. You know, not everything that updates ever works. But, yeah, unfortunately, he gets probably gets a meatball, most likely. Or just was driving even poorly, even without a meatball. Brought it in, got a fast repair. So that being said, Jonathan is in second, 42 seconds behind Wes Graham. But after the last 2 weeks and being not able to race due to technical difficulties, guess you want to say, as he launches over that turtle. Good to see him at least back up and running up front. Let's go back up to the leader though, Wes Graham, putting on a dominant performance in this race. Like someone on the other side hit the wall or clipped it. As Wes is approaching Blaine in that 18, gonna put him one lap down as well as DJ. On board with Wes here. Going back onto the NASCAR track oval. Wes Graham did miss a few races at the beginning of the season due to another league he was running, but since that league's over, he is joined the rest of the season and has put on for the most part, put on a pretty good rest of the season here so far. We still got a lot of races still to go. Like Blaine got in the wall because he got some side damage there or something happened there. As Wes will get by both Blaine and DJ. Put them a lap down. Let's go back to Kyle, who's still third after coming into pit. That gap between him and Jonathan is slowly coming down a little bit. It's under a second, probably like, if I did it right, guess 8 seconds behind Jonathan? If I calculated right? I have to guess because it doesn't give me the actual gap distance. Right now, that gap between Jonathan and Kyle is getting tighter. So let's see if Kyle can get at least back up to second. Mitchell's in fourth after Brian had some issues. It looks like he got into the wall. And from reports that his fast repair was not clicked on and was not able to click it back on to get the fast repair, so he was done for the race. Land's gone past DJ for that fifth position. Let's actually go back to Mitchell in fourth. He's about a minute 22 seconds behind to Wes, which that kind of means he's probably gonna get put a lap down here soon. I think I see Wes right there. Saw at least his headlights. As when we get to 41 minutes, it's actually 40 minutes, so that's 20 minutes to go. There's Wes there, closing in on Mitchell to put him a lap down. And there's Jonathan Orndorff, and you can see Kyle trying to close in to take that second position back over. Jonathan at least doing a good job maintaining enough speed. And it looks like Jonathan's about to pass the lap vehicle of Alex here, going into turn number 1. Does that. As Kyle is closing in. The gap is shrinking. It's now down to 3 seconds between Jonathan and Kyle. Kyle really making time up. Now 2 seconds. It's on down to 1 second. As Kyle's trying to get that second position back. After making contact with the wall and looks like get enough damage, had to do a fast repair. Did take some front tires, but probably won't win this race, but definitely at least we'll get to second here. They get through turn number 4. Here comes Kyle. As, ooh, Orndorff gets sideways. Saves it, hangs on to it. But that's allowed Kyle to really catch up to him. Onto the NASCAR track. As Kyle's got a big run on the oval. And Jonathan's going to allow him to go by. And Kyle is taken back over second position. So it was good while it lasted for Jonathan to stay in second, but he's dropped to third now. Mitchell has gone a lap down. So there's only now 3 cars on the lead lap. We are getting closer to 15 minutes left in this race. As now Kyle has pulled away about a second or 2 from Jonathan. As I think he nicked the wall again. Keep hearing it out of my right ear. Somebody keeps hitting the wall. Down to the third gear. We'll just do it real quick. We'll go to West Graham. Again, dominant performance for him. Little to no mistakes for Wes. As you can see that Mitchell is behind him. There's one lap down now. We'll keep with Orndorff and Kyle Cleveland here, just because that's pretty much the closest battle for position on the lead lap, really. Open to about 2 seconds now, gap. Oh, Orndorff gets into the wall a little bit. Gotta be careful of that. Again, just like a lot of those guys that have been breaking their right front tire wheel, so like no harm, no foul for him. That gap's open to 3 seconds now. Oh, Orndorff almost misses the chicane. That would have been a slowdown if he went across, so thankfully he was able to get a turn, but now has lost even more time to Kyle. As we're past the 15-minute mark in this race. As Orndorff's going through onto NASCAR Oval again. It tells you where the turns are. Turn 9, turn 10. I didn't know they did that in iRacing. I didn't even know they did it in NASCAR. So that's good to know. I guess they changed the numbers for you to know. So I guess that's turn 9. Oh, they did tell you. Huh. How damn. Didn't even notice that. We're getting closer to that 10-minute mark. So that gap between Kyle and Jonathan has grown big time now, up to 8 seconds. And now Jonathan is a minute behind Wes, so which means he's getting close again. Probably put a lap down here. We'll quickly go to Kyle Cleveland again. Gaps open up to about 8 seconds or so, but it looks like Kyle is not going to be in contention unless sometimes to Wes. Won't be in contention to win this race after early problems. Oh, he nicked the wall again. Man, he's driving really hard trying to do everything he can to catch up, but to overcome 51 seconds in under 10 seconds or 10 minutes. Well, it'll be 10 minutes here soon. Again, Jonathan Orndorff in that third position. The last car on the lead lap. trying to do his best to not go a lap down. And try mostly to keep it clean for the rest of the race. Let's quickly just check on Mitchell, who's in 4th. And 1 lap down. Go through the field real quick. We got Blaine in 5th. Also 1 lap down. Got Alex Reno in the 22 in 6th position, 1 lap down as well. And right behind him is DJ in 8th. Actually 2 laps down in 8th. And then you have Caleb in 7th, 2 laps down as well. Brian and Andrew out of the race. Right now, pretty much everyone's pretty much spaced out for the most part. No one's really, this is what happens when you have these long road course races like this. Everyone gets spread out. That gap between Kyle and Jonathan is really open now, and he's about 51 seconds. Oh, Orner goes around! He's sideways. Doesn't hit the wall, backs up trying to get going, and somehow, someway does not hit the wall. But he's now going to lose not only a lot of time to Kyle, but that allows Wes to close in to put him a lap down. And if that puts him a lap down, then Mitchell could take over that 3rd position. So there are still implications here for Jonathan. He's still got to try to stay on the lead lap at least. So Mitchell doesn't have a chance to catch him. It's tricky to be on the tail end of the lead lap because you could still lose positions once you go a lap down. But somehow, someway, Jonathan holds onto it and is able to hopefully keep that gap from not shrinking. But speaking of Wes, let's go back to Wes Graham. Just putting an absolute clinic here, coming through NASCAR 14, or the Charlotte Turn 14, as he's about to look like put again Blaine and actually that's Alex, I believe. Yeah, that's Alex. Put him in a lap down and put DJ in a lap down. As we are getting closer to the finish here. Comes West, trying to get a good run off onto turn 9 here. He'll go past Alex once again, put him another lap down. Gap down to 50 seconds now. I think West is just being conservative at this point. Oh, he's got plenty of time. Remember that the clock up there is about a minute and a half behind, or ahead, not behind, ahead. because the clock starts ticking as soon as they start rolling. I don't know how to reset that. If anyone knows how in race laps to do that, let me know. I'd really appreciate it because it kind of confuses me as well. So I have to kind of watch the clock to know the distance between when they start rolling off to when they get the green flag or get to the line. So we're about 5 minutes away right now. But Wes Graham still has a 51-second lead over Kyle Cleveland. Jonathan Orndorff in third. Mitchell Calvin in fourth. Again, he's trying to go scrapes the wall on the front straightaway there. Trying to get around Alex. Not for position, just trying to get past him. There's Blaine there, kind of tank slaps the wall a little bit. After being in fourth position, start of the race, he has climbed himself back up to the fifth position after spinning out early. And he's one lap down. But still doing a good job. Still got some damage on the driver's side. But still doing good. Caleb actually, who was running strong in sixth position, again got in that wreck. Him for a second. Came in, looks like he got that fast repair. But unfortunately now 2 laps down in seventh. But still a good effort, good run for him beginning this race. There's DJ, 3 laps down now in 8th. Going through the grass a little bit. As he just got passed by Wes Graham to put him 3 laps down. And the last car on the racetrack, as Brian and Andrew again are off. Let's go back up to the leader of Wes Graham. Though it will say 1 minute left, we're still got about maybe 2 minutes left or so. So I think a couple more laps around this racetrack. And another W for Wes. I think this is, not sure if this is his first or second win. Again, gone for the 2 weeks. Kind of didn't really help me know who won or not. To catch up on who's won. Barney's in the flag stand, so I hope he waves the flag for me. But I believe next time by we should get the white flag. I believe. We'll see. Because even if it runs out right now, we still got a minute and 20 seconds to go. So we should get the white flag next time by. We will see. As Wes goes through the infield here, back out to the NASCAR oval track into turn number 9. down the back straightaway. There's Orndorff. He's trying. Jonathan's still trying to stay in front of Wes. Mitchell's just coming out of turn number 10 there, so as long as, even if Wes was to put him lap down, as long as Jonathan could just not have make any mistakes, he should be alright. But, you know, still want to, credit-wise, want to stay on the lead lap. But as we get to the start-finish line, a white flag should be out right here, though Barney did not wave the flag there, but I believe we should be on the final lap. Wes Graham going through, getting out of the infield, back onto the NASCAR Roval once again. Again, I think this is the last lap. Barney did not do his job. Barney's slacking. Maybe he doesn't wave. I know he's waved the white flag on road course events or time events. Not really sure what's going on. Into the chicane part. Bus stop, I guess you want to say. I'm going to say this is the last lap. There goes, there's Orndorff there, and Wes Graham. Come on, Barney, show me the checkered flag here. Oh, it's going to be a bad angle. Through the final chicane here. As, oh, there's the white flag. Never mind. Or is that checkered? Oh, that was a checkered. Okay. Checkered flag is now Wes Graham wins at Charlotte. I'm telling you right now. Barney, you failed me again. You're supposed to help me on this stuff. Come on, man. But Wes Graham gets it done here at Charlotte Roval. Kyle Cleveland second. Jonathan, he's got Phil finish up his lap. Will finish third. Mitchell will be fourth. Let's see if we can go through the field here as we... Blaine fifth. Alex Reno sixth. Caleb in seventh. As we'll go back to the rest of the field. DJ will finish eighth. And of course Brian and Andrew ninth and 10th. So another win for Wes Graham in this league, as he'll come back around to the start finish line and do celebrations for this race. As we'll go to Orndorff, as again he's still trying to finish up. Technically, since he's the last person on the lead lap, he's the only one really going fast. So Orndorff will finish third. After being out for 2 weeks for technical difficulties, a nice way to come back strong. But again, here's Wes Graham coming around to do his burnouts, or if he can do burnouts in these cars. Can you do burnouts in these cars? I don't know. We'll find out here. But again, this is hopefully going to be what I'm going to be doing from now on, is the broadcast style for Mondays, as Blaine was flying through and smashes. And yes, I guess you can do burnouts. I guess if you take traction control off and all that stuff. Well guys, if you did enjoy this broadcast, make sure you hit that like button if you're new to this channel and want to see more of these broadcast style races. Consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you for the next one.